Hello and welcome to a little segment I like to call Play Puff Pass, a quick review of this month's offerings through PlayStation Plus. This is the first episode of Play Puff Pass, hopefully the first of many. We'll see how cringeworthy this is and how horrible I do. If it's not half bad, well, we'll keep going. But anyway, let's begin, shall we? Play, of course, is play the game. It's good. You should give it a chance. Puff is it's worth a try. You might like it. And pass, well, if it's a pass, then it's shit. So let's go ahead and go through these this month's offerings, shall we? Okay, up first we have Battlefield 2042. I have not played a Battlefield game since, I guess I haven't played a Battlefield game since 4. But I haven't actively played one since 2, and that was way the hell back on PC. So apparently the launch of 2042 was pretty shitty. It got pretty bad reviews. I didn't read any of them because I had no interest, but just from word of mouth, it was apparently a pretty bad game, bad content, a lot of bugs. Now it is worth noting that I did experience some bugs early on in my play with this game, but it seemed like they were confined to just the tutorial, which was a bit odd. But you'll see that in the video. But when I first started playing it, I wasn't really feeling it. It seemed like there was better options out there as far as shooters go. This one, again, it seemed a little glitchy. It seemed like it was loaded with microtransactions, which is never cool. It's always kind of a pain in the ass. But the more I started to play, the more I started to like it. As I become more familiar with the game, I realized that the microtransactions, they were cosmetic only, which is cool. So you're not dividing the player base with content packs with map updates, which is something that was prevalent back in the day. I don't really know if that's such a thing anymore. Hopefully not. It was always a pain in the ass trying to play some DLC maps with nobody on it. For those of us with the attention span of a goldfish, there are a lot of unlocks in the game. Guns and vehicles, skins, attachments for the guns, and upgrades for the vehicles as well, which is always cool. It's always a little endorphin booster in your brain there when you start unlocking something. At least for me it is. There is, and this was a pleasant surprise, a single-player co-op mode in the game, and that allows progression through the game as well. So you can unlock things in single-player mode if you so choose, which I often did myself. I'm not very good at online FPS games. In fact, I'm pretty terrible at them. I think that the younglings with the Twitch-like reflexes kind of dominate the FPS field online these days. I don't know, maybe I'm just getting too old. But I did have a lot of fun with the single player mode. Now that being said, if you have a crew to play with, you got some friends, which I don't. But if you have a crew, I'm sure it's a lot of fun. You got a 4-player squad, just like every other Battlefield game before it. I'm sure there's limitless amount of fun in that regard. Something else that is really cool, I thought, if you are a fan of the original Battlefield games, there is a portal mode in which you can play the original Battlefield games through Battlefield 2042, which I thought was pretty sweet. It was a nice little add-on that they had there. Speaking of futuristic 2042, at least as far as what I played, the game doesn't really seem that futuristic. I guess maybe I was expecting it to be a little bit more future-y. I don't know why I felt that way. Maybe just because of all the negativity people had towards the game when it first came out. I just kind of assumed that people were bitching about the lack of conventional weapons. All right, so what did I think about it? When I originally played it, I was playing the tutorial. I didn't really like it that much because the glitches, there were some glitches in it. The first couple of maps I played were probably the worst maps in the game, so it didn't really leave a good first impression. So originally, I was going to say a pass. I didn't really care much for it. The more I played it, the more I liked it. I experienced some of the other maps, which I felt were much better than the first two I played. As I became to understand the mechanics of the game a little bit better, I enjoyed it quite a bit more. And then I would give it I would give it a puff. Try it out, see if you like it. But I kept playing it, and I was enjoying it more and more. And now I would say it's a solid play. It's entertaining. And if you don't like the multiplayer modes, if you don't like playing online, like I don't really care for myself, play the single player mode. I enjoyed the single player mode immensely. I thought it was a lot of fun. So for me, it's a solid play. Okay, so I spent a little bit more time on that game than I would have liked. So let's proceed, shall we? The next game, Code Vein. When I saw this game was part of the PlayStation Plus offerings for the month of March, I had no interest in playing it at all. I thought it was just your typical JRPG, which I grew out of, a long time ago. It's all I used to play back in the day, and I guess I just got burnt out on them. Probably that's a better way of putting it than growing out of it. I got burnt out on them. So I was a bit surprised when I actually started playing the game. I found that it was far more Souls-like than I expected, which is good. I love the Souls games. You create your own character instead of creating a deprived character in the Souls games. You're creating a waifu in this one. The girl in white is just a voluptuous maiden in black. The combat is very similar. When you die, your loot stays in one spot, and you have to go back and retrieve it. The world is interconnected, just like the Souls games. Has a similar co-op to it. You can go at it alone. You can play it co-op, or you can play it with a NPC co-op as well. Now, that being said, there's still the JRPG tropes in this game. Your character has amnesia, which is probably pretty cliche in the old JRPG genre. The dialogue is lacking. The acting is a little too dramatic for my liking. So I would say that interfered with my enjoyment of the game, especially with the cutscenes. They're a bit too drawn out and to be quite frank, just boring. I wanted to just get back into playing the game, back into killing shit, and a lot of that stuff got in the way, and it did absolutely interfere with my enjoyment. So all in all, what did I think? I think that I need to revisit this game when I have some more time and spend a little bit more time with it. But for the time being, I would say give this game a puff. If you're a Souls fan like myself, or you enjoy the action JRPG games out there, it's definitely worth checking out. For what it's worth, my wife was watching me play it, and she thought it was boring as shit. She does enjoy watching me play the Souls games. So she does find the Souls games more entertaining to watch than it was to watch this game, which she thought was just boring. There you go. Okay, the last game we have is Minecraft Dungeons. So no one in my house has ever played any Minecraft game. There has never been any interest in playing any of the Minecraft games. But we did enjoy this one. Myself, I've always been a fan of the isometric loot quest type games, dating all the way back to Diablo, back in the PC days, back when I was a young scallywag. This is essentially a kid-friendly dungeon crawler with Diablo-like elements to it. and it is a lot of fun. And you can play up to 4-player couch co-op, which is great for myself and my family. There's also an online co-op. There's lots of customization. The game can be pretty damn tricky at times. It can be pretty challenging, so it's definitely best to bring a friend. Really, the only negative mark I have against it is that the dungeons can drag on a little bit. But even that's not too bad, and that's not a bad thing for probably most people. For this one, I would say it's a play. It's a definite play. It's something that I can enjoy with my wife and my kiddo, and we all enjoy playing it. All right, so let's do a little recap here. Battlefield 2042 gets a play, Code Vein gets a puff, and the surprising one, Minecraft Dungeons, gets a play. Overall, it's a good month, right? It seems like PlayStation Plus has been really improving lately, these past few months. A lot of good shit coming out, which I, for one, have been enjoying immensely. All right, and that is it for the first Play Puff Pass. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if it was as awkward for you to listen to as it was for me to say. It's I've never done anything like this before, and it was incredibly uncomfortable. So let me I don't know. Let me know how I did. All right. I will see y'all next month. Maybe I'll put up a review or two for some other games in between. Thank you for watching, and until next time, I bid you farewell. If you were one of those who did enjoy the video, make sure you like and subscribe. Let me know if I'm doing something right.